And good evening, everyone, and welcome into the UFC Fight Cards Podcast. Welcome in on a Saturday night. We're trying something new tonight with an instant reaction to UFC Fight Night in Sao Paulo, Brazil. I'm Russ Renault, and thanks for joining us again here on the show. Took a week off last week with no UFC event going on, so we're happy to be back here this week doing our thing, talking about tonight's fights, talking about what's coming up on the UFC schedule, and also looking at some cards. So we'll see right here. I've got Khabib Nurmagomedov collection that we'll be going through tonight, and that'll be a lot that we put together over the last couple of years, and got an autograph in there and a couple of other numbered cards. So hope you take a look at it. And like we say every week on the show, everything on the show is available for purchase. So we'll give you details about how to do that in just a second. So I'm Russ Renault, and we've been doing the UFC Fight Cards Podcast. This is episode number 40. So we have been, going strong for about 10 months now, and we're happy that you're along here with us. And so the two things we do on this show is we talk about the most recent UFC card, which just happened, and we've got instant reaction for that. And then we opened a bunch of cards earlier this year, and now we're going through those, going through some of the cards we have left over for sale. So you can reach me a few ways. You can go on our website, orange-fire.com. You can email me directly, russ@orange-fire.com. You can find me on social media. Go on X, @FightCardsRuss, @OrangeFireMedia on Facebook. You can find my personal page, or you can go to the Orange Fire Media page. And also, probably the biggest one is we have an eBay store called Orange Fire Lots of Lots. And so we put all of our cards for sale on there. And you can look at those and go through those. We've got about 35 to 40 right now listed on eBay. So you can see what's there. And we'll go through some things that are on there and some things that are not. So the Khabib lot is not on there. And so it's kind of been good to go through those collections the last couple of weeks. We did Tom Aspinall 3 weeks ago. We did Michael Chandler 2 weeks ago. The Chandler lot is on there. Aspinall's not, but it probably will be this week since he's got a fight coming up. So some of these things that we're going to be putting on there will be up there pretty soon. So there's some of the things that we're excited about here in the coming weeks, that we'll be putting some new stuff out on eBay for you to look at. So let's get right to it. Let's get to UFC Fight Night from Sao Paulo, Brazil. And we will talk about the main event that just happened, just ended. And we had number 9, Jailton Almeida's heavyweight fight, heavyweight main event against number 10, Derek Lewis, and Jailton Almeida with a dominant, unanimous decision. And it just, spoiler alert, I already gave away that one, but spoiler alert, we are going to give away the results of all these fights. So if you don't want to know, tune out right now. Anyway, Almeida just controlled on the ground the entire fight. I believe he ended up with a record for ground control in a heavyweight fight. It was 19 minutes by Curtis Blades. I'm sure Almeida ended up getting that record. So just kind of held down Derek Lewis the entire fight. Didn't land anything significant. Had a few submission attempts that were a little close in the first round. Not too many after that, but just kind of controlled Derek Lewis on the ground. Got able to get him down. That's the impressive thing, able to get him down and keep him down for so long. There's a flash in the third round that Derek Lewis had a chance, jumped up, landed a few shots, but nothing that landed flush. So that was kind of the only point that Derek Lewis looked like he might have a chance. Got up in the 5th round, jumped up, but immediately put back down. But, with Derek Lewis standing up, he's always got a chance. So that's what made it exciting. Not the most exciting fight, but just that chance that Derek Lewis could land something and pull something out of the hat. It was, interesting enough to keep us entertained for the full 5 rounds. That was probably the most surprising thing, is that this fight went 5 rounds, that Almeida couldn't finish Lewis in the first or the second, and that Derek Lewis was able to last until the 5th round. So, I think those two guys showed a lot of heart tonight. And it was the main event, not the way that we expected it to end, but I think that we expected Almeida to come out with a victory, and that little chance that Derek Lewis could have to show that lightning in a bottle and try to land that shot and just couldn't. But we didn't expect it to go the distance, and it did. So that's about enough about that fight, and we'll see what we have going forward. Almeida calling out Ciryl Gane. That would be intriguing at this point. That'd be a good fight to see. You don't know if Curtis Blades was supposed to be in this main event, so you don't know if they run it back and try to get Blades in there with Almeida. I think that would make more sense at this point. Probably not quite ready for Ciryl Gane. Not that he couldn't beat him. I just think that there's a pecking order, and I think that Blades is probably next, and then you get Ciryl Gane after that. But we'll leave that to the UFC to figure that out. So we get to the co-main event, and that was pretty exciting. That was actually the better fight. Nicholas Dalby knocking out Gabriel Bonfim in a welterweight matchup in the co-main event. So Bonfim, I think, won the first round. I don't think there's any question about that. And then Dalby coming back and getting the knockout in the second. So able to come back and get Bonfim up against the cage, land some knees to the head, and just finally delivered the knockout blow and able to finish him off with a ground and pound. So impressive performance by Nicholas Dalby to say the least, and might find his way into the rankings this week just on that recency bias. But no, it really was a great performance to come back after being down and to get the win. So hats off to him. So we had another heavyweight matchup on this card. And ranked fighter Rodrigo Nascimento, ranked number 15, and he defeats Dontel Mays by unanimous decision. And I think it started off that Nascimento was quicker in just getting to his spots faster, and Mays kind of from the late first round all the way through the third, I think was just trying to land a haymaker, really not setting up anything, and he just couldn't find that shot. Nascimento wasn't going to walk into that, and so not the most exciting heavyweight fight either. Didn't expect either one of those to go the distance, and they both did. But Nascimento getting the job done there, and he'll hold on to that ranking. So in the main card, also, because we did have a fight scratch from the main card right before the fight. So Chao Barallo and Abbas Magomedov. Barallo getting the win with a unanimous decision. That was a good fight there. I believe Magomedov won the first round. Barallo came back and won the next two, in my estimation. So the great thing was I watched tonight's fight with the sound off, and it just gave me a better idea of what was kind of, just let me watch it without hearing the crowd into it, especially being in Brazil. So, but I do think Barallo won those last two rounds. Really took control. So getting the unanimous decision there. We'll go down the card a little bit more. Elvis Brenner defeating Kanan Khrushchevsky with a first round knockout, just straight up knockout. No TKO needed in that one. Probably the most interesting one to me, though, is one of the rookies in the 2023 trading card products, Renat Fakhretdinov, in the welterweight division, with a majority draw against Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. So Renat winning on one of the scorecards 29-28, and then the other two scorecards 28-28. So that's why you get the majority draw. So what happened in this fight is Fakhretdinov wins the first two rounds, no question about it, but then a late flurry by Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. He almost finished Fakhretdinov, and with Renat in complete control of the fight, lands a kick to the midsection, and I thought he was kind of playing possum there and was going to try to do something against Dos Santos, try to take him down, was baiting it into it, but no, he's really hurt and almost got finished and didn't, but it ended up being a 10-8 round, so 10-9, 10-9, and then 8-10, so there you go, 28-28, in a fight that Renat was in complete control of. up to that point. So kind of disappointing for some people who thought that he may be the next big thing, and he still may be. It's just one fight. Probably learned his lesson on that one. That stay out of harm's way when you're in complete control with 2 minutes left in the fight. But these things happen. That's why we watch, and that's why UFC is what it is. Another one, Vitor Petrino with a knockout of Modestas Bukauskas. That's another one that there was no ground and pound. It was just straight up knockout. Really a nice left hand, and it didn't look like it caught him clean, as clean, or maybe that was the Brenner fight. Sorry, that the Brenner fight didn't look like it caught him flush, but just got him in the right spot to knock him out. We go down the card. Angela Hill getting another win. She's ranked in the strawweight division. Number 15 gets a unanimous decision. Eduardo Mara with a TKO in the second round after missing weight. And that was an interesting one to me. First time I heard that. I'll tell you this story. Eduardo Mora, she had her period right before weigh-in, and she has endometriosis, which holds in blood, and she missed weight by 3 pounds, but she gets the win. So probably more information you wanted to know. It was more information than I wanted to know. So anyway, she gets the win with a second round knockout. So one more fight on the card. Mark Diakis getting a split decision win in the first bout of the night. So now we'll look ahead to UFC 295 next week at Madison Square Garden in New York. So we had a lot of news break last week, and a lot of things happen on like Tuesdays, and our show's not till Sunday usually, but now we're doing instant reaction. So I let things happen last week so that we could kind of get to some of these stories. And so we know we lost the John Jones Stipe Miocic fight, due to the John Jones pectoral injury, ripping his pec right off the bone. So John Jones is going to be out a long time. They didn't want to put Stipe into an interim title matchup. Dana White said that's disrespectful to him. And it is, because Stipe is looking for a legacy fight, wants to fight John Jones to clear up who's the best heavyweight of all time. It just would have been a phenomenal fight. But, the thing is, we got a better fight out of it, to be honest. I think we got the two best heavyweights fighting for the title, the interim title, in the co-main event. So the main event is for the light heavyweight championship now, moving up from the co-main to the main event, and it's Yuri Prochazka, former light heavyweight champion, against former middleweight champion and the number 3 ranked light heavyweight contender Alex Pereira. And now, like I said, heavyweight matchup. I think we get the best matchup you could possibly ask for. A lot of people aren't interested because of, you don't know I guess a lot of people don't know who they are right now, but like I said, this is number 1 and number 2 in the heavyweight division right now. And one of these guys is going to be the interim champion. So they'll be interim champion, and number 1 should be after this match. So you got number 2, Sergey Pavlovich, against number 4, Tom Aspinall. No secret, huge Tom Aspinall fan. Just what I've seen, Pavlovich is, he's powerful. He can end this fight in one punch. But he just doesn't have the quickness that Tom Aspinall has. And I don't think Tom's going to stand there in front of him. It's going to be very frustrating for Sergey Pavlovich. And I think Tom Aspinall wins this fight probably in the second round. I don't expect anything to happen in the first. I think Aspinall's going to kind of feel it out and then take over in the second, maybe in the third. But I definitely don't expect it to go the distance. Somebody's going to finish it. It could be Pavlovich, but I'm going to lean heavily towards Aspinall in this one, just for the athleticism. I think Pavlovich is going to have a problem with that. This is just a phenomenal card. Top 10 women's strawweight matchup. Number 6, Jessica Andrade against Mackenzie Dern. Number 8, Now you got number 14 ranked lightweight Matt Frivola against Benoit Saint Denis. You got a flyweight top 15 matchup, Steve Verseg and Alessandro Costa. Matt Schnell had to drop out of that fight, so Costa takes his spot. Then the women's strawweight matchup, and it's a really good one down on the prelims. Number 10 Tabitha Ricci against number 13 Lupe Godinez. So just a really phenomenal card. Looking forward to that next weekend. I didn't even mention on the main card, because I started talking about the ranked fights, Diego Lopez and Pat Sabatini in a featherweight matchup. Should be pretty good. And like I've said, the last few weeks since that fight was announced, I think Diego Lopez is probably the number one rookie for the 2024 products that come out. So look forward to him being in the products next year. So if you're trying to look ahead, that's a name to look at for 2024. So we've got another fight night on November 18th in Las Vegas at the Apex. Number 10 middleweight Brendan Allen against number 13 Paul Craig. I like the way Paul Craig looked last time out, but I think it's going to be a great fight. But I think I'm going to give a slight edge to Paul Craig in this one. Welterweight co-main Michael Morales against Jake Matthews. He's a 2023 rookie. Got a lightweight matchup between Chase Hooper and Jordan Levitt. Got a women's strawweight top 15 matchup between Luana Pinheiro and Amanda Hebas. That's number 9 against number 11. Looking down the list about rookies from 2023, you got Jonathan Pierce on there. Who else? That is the only other one on the card from 2023 products. And so we did see this week, we started seeing some fights released from Fight Night December 2nd in Austin. As you know, this show takes place from Texas, so good to see another event come to Austin. We need another one to come to Houston soon. But we've got a lightweight main event between number 4 Beneil Dariush and number 8 Arman Tsarukyan, and lightweight matchup between number 9 Dan Hooker and number 12 Bobby Green, and a bantamweight matchup between number 8 Rob Font and the former flyweight champion Davison Figueiredo. He's ranked number 2 in the flyweight division, but making his move up to bantamweight, and he'll take on a top 10 guy. So it should be interesting to see Figueiredo in his bantamweight debut. Welterweight top 12 matchup, number 9 Sean Brady, number 11 Kelvin Gastelum. So really strong for a fight night card with all these ranked fighters on there, because you got a light heavyweight Khalil Roundtree against Azamat Murzakanov. So Roundtree's ranked number 11. Then you got Misha Tate and Julia Avila on there, women's bantamweight matchup. Tate number 12, Avila number 13. And let's see how many rookies we got on here. Drakkar Klose on there is a rookie. And that's all in the rookie cards. We've also got a fight night on December 9th from Shanghai, China. We do not have a main event yet, but we're going to speculate that they want the co-main event to be Zhang Wei Li and Yan Xiaonan for, the women's strawweight title, but don't know if that's going to happen. I'm sure they're just waiting for a main event, and so we'll look for something to come out hopefully soon on that one. I'd like to see what they can come up with, because I don't know that they want Zhang Wei Li and Yan Xiaonan to be the main event for that, but we'll see what happens. And then we got UFC 296 December 16th in Las Vegas, and this is the last of the official announcements for the rest of the year. I am going to speculate on what's going to happen at UFC 297 here in a little bit, but UFC 296 is the only thing that's been that far out that's been announced and official. So we got a welterweight championship matchup between the champion Leon Edwards and the number 2 ranked contender Colby Covington, and a flyweight championship matchup between Alessandro Pantoja and number 4 ranked Brandon Royval. Then we go to the welterweight division, and we've got a matchup between number 6 Shavkat Rakhmonov He's the top rookie from last year's products. And number 7, Stephen Thompson. Also got an intriguing lightweight matchup between Tony Ferguson and Paddy Pimblett. And a welterweight matchup between number 10, Vicente Luque, and number 11, Ian Gary. So, I mean, these next two pay-per-views are just can't miss cards. Featherweight matchup, top 10, number 6, Josh Emmett, number 8, Giga Chikadze. Light heavyweight top 15 matchup, Alonzo Menifield and Dustin Jacoby. And that's number 14 and number 15. So it tells you how great the light heavyweight division is. Those two guys, that should be a great fight. Heavyweight, number 15, Martin Buday against Shamil Gaziev. Women's bantamweight matchup, Irene Aldana, who just fought for the title, against number 9, Carol Hossa. I mean, you're going all the way down the card and still having ranked fighters on it. Tagir Ulubekov against Cody Durden. He's number Ulanbekov's number 13, and then a women's flyweight matchup between number 14, Casey O'Neill, and Ariana Lipsky. And then all the way down the bottom of the card, you got a former bantamweight champion, Cody Garbrandt, against Brian Kelleher. So really stacked for the end of the year card, UFC 296. So I am going to speculate now. Some things that have been preliminarily announced, but not by the UFC, just some rumors that have been swirling about there about UFC 297, January 20th in Toronto. So we believe that the main event is going to be the lightweight championship of the world between Islam Makhachev and the number 1 contender, Charles Oliveira. So we finally get that matchup again after Oliveira had to pull out of the last pay-per-view, UFC 294, when Alexander Volkanovski took his place. And so now he'll step in and fight Makhachev on January 20th, we believe. And then a co-main event is the Women's Bantamweight Championship, the vacant title. Now, say number 2, Raquel Pennington against number 3, Mayra Bueno Silva. You know that Mayra Bueno Silva suspended for PED use, saying it's ADHD medicine. Maybe that's true, and that's why they put her in this title fight. That, you know, speculatively at this point, but if she is in that fight, that the UFC is changing over from USADA to a different testing agency at the beginning of the year, so maybe Mayra Bueno Silva will be cleared for that fight. I mean, obviously she's going to be cleared, or else she won't be in that fight. But the interesting part of this one for me is, where's Juliana Pena? This was a cracked rib. This was not it didn't seem like this would be a significant injury, but it kept her out of that fight against Amanda Nunes for the title in May, and we haven't heard from her since. I mean, she was really mad that she did not get to face Amanda Nunes again, but, you know, why is she not in this fight against Raquel Pennington? I have no idea, but hopefully she'll recover and everything gets straightened out and she'll get the winner in this fight. So that is the schedule for, you know, the rest of the year, and then speculatively beyond that. So maybe we'll see some official announcements from the UFC coming up. So now we're going to go to our card segment of the show. But first, we do the hobby top 5, you know, every week. And this is the top 5 fighters in the hobby, the people that people are buying in breaks and collecting. So we'll go through that list real quick. Hasn't changed lately. So here we go with the UFC Fight Cards Hobby Top 5. So we go with the only female fighter that has been on the Hobby Top 5, and she still is top female rookie in this year's products, and that's Erin Blanchfield. Hopefully we'll see her back in action soon. Really exciting fighter. I'd like to see her fight again pretty soon. So number 4 is Khamzat Chimaev, coming off a really big win over Kamaru Usman. Might be next in line for a title shot against Sean Strickland. Number 3, as we said before, top rookie from last year's products, Shavkat Rakhmonov. He's got a fight coming up against Stephen Thompson. Number 2 is a top rookie from this year, and he knocked off the number 1 spot. Had been there a long time, and that's Bo Nickel. So the number 1 spot has been there ever since winning the bantamweight title off of Aljamain Sterling, and that is Sugar Sean O'Malley. No question there at this point. So there you look at that list. Sean O'Malley, Bo Nickel, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Khamzat Chimaev, and Aaron Blanchfield. So that is our hobby top 5. Those are the fighters everybody's collecting. So good luck on those prices if that is who you're after. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at the hits that we have left from our rips of Select, Prism, Donruss. Got a lot. Don't have much Select left. Got a little bit of Donruss and a lot of Prism left. So we got some autographs from each. And so we're going to go through those, and then we'll get to our Khabib Nurmagomedov collection. So we've kind of been going through some of the lots that I've put aside and haven't listed yet. And so we're going to go through those so you can see them for the first time. So I'm going to put Khabib to the side here for a second. Then we'll go through the Select cards. And, I mean, this is a really good lot that's left. And Jack Della Maddalena. And the thing about UFC cards, if you're just getting into it, that, you know, a lot of the ups and downs come when people are fighting. Their cards tend to sell more around their fights. And so if they're inactive, you will not see as much action on your cards if you've listed them for sale somewhere. And it'll be lower. People offer you lower prices if they haven't been in a fight for a while. So Jack Della Maddalena, purple auto, that's number to 49. Also have a Donruss rated rookie auto of Jack Della Maddalena. So we've listed those together. And then we always throw in, you know, we try to throw in extra cards when people buy from us. And so I'll send off, you know, some of those. So, you know, got some of those throw in, but that's a really good auto of Jack Della Maddalena, one of the top rookies from this year. Well, the only other numbered cards we have some from Select is Alexander Rakic and Sparks. A memorabilia card numbered to 99. You know, and then, like I said, we throw in a silver Prism and then some extra Rakic cards that we have left over. Even a Prism from last year. This is not numbered, but another memorabilia card, another Sparks, and that's Billy Quarantillo. So you can see that there. Just the regular silver Prism. And the last numbered card we have from Select is a rookie card, red Verna Jandaroba. That's number 175. So that's all the Select we have. All right, now we go to the Donruss. Got a little bit more of that left. Some more autos in here. So we've got Marvin Vettori with the Signature Series from Donruss, but we also have Marvin Vettori from Prism. So we put those together. And then just some other cards thrown in. This is our best from Donruss left, and it's Damon Jackson with a blue hollow laser auto, number to 25. So that's a rookie. We got some press proofs and a Prism silver from that. And we go to Jeff Neal, and we've got a teal, number to 25. Got an orange Prism number to 99. There's a couple of scratches on that. It didn't come out of the pack really well on that one. And, you know, Blue Wave, throw that in there as well. See some of the others we have left. Dean Thomas, blue hollow laser. And we've got two from Jared Cannonier. Got a blue hollow laser. Those are numbered to 49. The red is numbered to 75. So both of those. We got some Jared Cannonier left in there, and then Ruby Wave from last year, Blue Velocity from last year, and even some Topps 2020. Then we finish off our Donruss with, we got a Mike Brown, Red Hollow Laser, Volkan Ozdemir with the red. We also got a tricolor from Select, silver. Got a Jack Shore, silver, hollow laser, number to 99. Alexander Romanov, Irene Aldana, also with a hyper. Magomed Ankalaev, Octagon Royalty. And with that, we can throw in a silver prism rookie of Ankalaev from 2021. Blue Velocity, some black from Chronicles from last year. Like I said, just a little bit of extra stuff to pick up here and there. Octagon Canvas, Michel Pereira. And an Octagon Royalty, Rafael dos Anjos. And a Ruby Wave we can throw in there with that. So put these back, then we'll get to the Prism. So we do have a lot of Prism left. So we start with an auto with Randy Brown, rookie auto. Throwing a silver with that. This is our lowest numbered card left. Macy Chason with the Octagon Prism. So that's a bookend. That's numbered 8 of 8, as you can see there. And then we got a Ruby Wave we can throw in with that. A couple of redemptions we're waiting on. We've got Israel Adesanya throwback signatures. We've also got an orange and a purple prism that we'll put together and list together when we get that auto in. We've also got a BJ Penn auto, champion signatures, red hollow laser, numbered to 75, silver prism of the hall monitors, green retail, and we got a lot of BJ Penn cards that we can throw in there. Even some back to 2015 Topps Chronicles. There's a lot of BJ Penn in there. So we'll wait on the auto. I'll tell you about the redemptions that we had. We sent off some damaged cards just to see how long that process took. And one of the ones I sent off in July of 2022, I'm actually getting back soon. There's the Anderson Silva Global Icons Shimmer from 22 Select. And they're actually throwing in a Hamzat Chimaev as well. So we'll look forward to getting those sometime this week. Maybe we'll show those on the show next week. So I keep going with the Prism. Pedro Munoz with the orange. Those are oranges are numbered to 99. Also a hyper in there. We got Glover Teixeira with an orange. Mario Bautista, purple and a silver. Jonathan Pierce got a nice little rainbow going. Because we had the orange, and if I would have known we were going to have all these others in that case, I might have held on to it. But we sold the orange, but we got a purple, a Ruby Wave, a hyper, and a silver. Carla Esparza with a purple, and the Cracked Ice. Got a Blue Velocity. Some other Carla, even back to 2015 as well. So and this one's not bad, and sneaky good little collection here. After considering I've already sold some John Jones this year, John Jones Blue, got a silver tricolor, silver select. Then we got the snapshots, then the base select. Got a silver dominance as well. So then we got a Cheeto Vera Blue and a Hyper and a Blue Hollow Laser. Got a Dustin Poirier Blue, a Purple Flood from last year, Silver. And just some extra Poirier cards. I'm surprised we have this many left. Back to 2020, 2015, because we've sold some Poirier this year. And I usually throw in stuff with it. Yana Kunitskaya, better known as Yana Santos these days. Tisha Torres with the blue. Lucas Almeida, we got a few, because we got a blue, we got a Ruby Wave, and then we've got 3 silver Lucas Almeida rookies. Saeed Yakub Kakramanov with a red rookie. We got 2 Frankie Edgar reds, and these were pulled in back-to-back hobby boxes out of the same case, so it was interesting that we were able to get 2 of those. We can throw a silver in with that. And we got Jack Hermanson with a red. We've got a Hyper, a silver, and we've also got a Hyper from last year and a base as well. Then to finish these off, Dominic Reyes with a red and a tricolor. Piotr Jan, we got a few here. Piotr Jan with a red, that's your numbered one. Then you got a silver Prism from last year, the silver Flux, a purple Flood, and then we got some other Piotr Jan in here, going all the way back to 2020 when you got a Decade's Best from Topps in there. And our last numbered cards in Prism is a Carol Hossa red, and also Jennifer Maya red, and a Hyper. So let's put these back as well. All right, now we will get to our Khabib Nurmagomedov collection. Before we do that, let me remind everybody that we've got some card giveaways that we want to do. We want to get our numbers up, get people subscribing to the show. So we've got some giveaways of John Jones, Jan Blachowicz, Justin Gaethje, Robert Whitaker, Glover Teixeira, Holly Holm, and Miesha Tate. All of those come with a numbered card, and they're all about 10 to 20 cards each. I think John Jones and Holly Holm have the most. They're about 20. And the Miesha Tate lot actually has 2 numbered cards in it. So like I said, all those have a numbered card, and all you have to do is subscribe to the show, and you're automatically entered to win those lots. And so we may add some at some point, if things keep going well, and we find another lot that we want to throw in there, we may do that. But I want to remind you that we have those coming up, at some point, if we get to the number we want to get to. And also want to tell everybody that we have complete sets of Donruss, 1 through 200. We've got about 5 of those. We've got a complete set of Prism, all the base cards of Prism. But there is one set of Donruss that we have every single card, not only 1 through 200, but we've also got all the rated rookies and all of the Authority of the Octagon. So 1 through 225 and one of every insert. So I've got one of those that is for sale. So just contact me. We'll give you the contact information again at the end of the show. You can go in the chat box, message me, however you want to get in touch with me, and we'll work something out. So anyway, without further ado, let's get to Khabib, and we will start with, we'll go from worst to first. So this is going to be a lot of base and non-numbered stuff here. So this is the throw-in stuff, just the stuff we throw in, just from everything. Prism, we got hall monitors, dominance, all out. We got all those. Donruss from this year, retro series, Origins, my favorite of the inserts. Those are in Chronicles, Prestige, and you got the Luminance, Dominators, got the Contenders, the season ticket series, we got the Phoenix, and Stargazing, and we got some Optic. We got a bunch of Optic, actually. Go to Magicians from Donruss last year. Prestige going back to 2021. Contenders with a season ticket going back to 2021 as well. Got the Playoff, and then you got some Topps 2020. And going back to Topps Chronicles 2015. So it's kind of our Khabib base lot. We'll put those back up later. And then we get to a little more so we get to a Hyper Prism and a Silver. So those are just parallels, not numbered, but better than base cards. And then we get to the real deal. Really nice auto that we have left. So we'll put that right there. But we got a select from this year. This is numbered 249. And we've got a score blue from last year. And this is numbered 299. So we've got 2 numbered cards there. And we've got our 1 auto left. And so we'll show that one off now. And that is a Tools of the Trade, numbered 14 of 49. Very nice auto right there. So, and the other thing that I've seen on these Tools of the Trade cards, and I mean, maybe a small thing, but it kind of stands out that I've seen most of them are black on the panels, but mine has this one gold panel on it, which I think kind of sets it apart a little bit. It's kind of cool. So anyway, number 49, Tools of the Trade from 21 Chronicles. So there you go. That's one of the best that we have left. Very nice card of Khabib. If you're a fan, let me know if you are interested in anything that you've seen on the show, and we can work something out. So again, thanks for joining us here on the UFC Fight Cards podcast, where we talk about the most recent fight card. Like I said, we did an instant reaction tonight, trying something a little bit different, and I hope that's what we're going to be doing going forward. That's what we're going to try to do, is be on here Saturday night right after the fights end and just give an instant reaction, and not get caught in a lot of other people's nonsense about the fights and how they went. So nice performance tonight by Jailton Almeida. So his stock is rising again in the heavyweight division, and we'll see what's up next for him. So next week we will recap UFC 295. So looking forward to that, and hope you are looking forward to that next weekend with a huge card coming up. And both these next pay-per-views are just going to be phenomenal. So we'll talk about them right here, and we'll keep going through some other cards. We'll find something else to go through next week. So like I said, appreciate you being here. Hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends to subscribe. And we upload the audio right after the show. So we'll be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, Audible, wherever you get your podcast, right after the show. Sometimes it may take a few hours. Some of the platforms make you wait a little bit longer. But we throw it up there as soon as the show's over. So some places you can get it immediately. But yeah, anyway, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Russ Renault. And we will see you next week on the UFC Fight Cards podcast. And we thank you for joining us here on the Instant Reaction. And we will see you again next week right here on YouTube and the UFC Fight Cards podcast presented by Orange Fire Media. I'm Russ Renault. Everybody have a great night, and we'll see you again next time.